New York State is to begin large-scale COVID-19 antibody testing in the coming week. Governor Andrew Cuomo says it's a first step towards deciding when and how the state could reopen its economy. Karina Huber has more from New York.
Some good news coming out of New York. The state's governor says that it has surpassed the peak and is now seeing a slowdown in the outbreak. Total number of deaths is still high, more than 500 over the last 24 hours, but that number has been falling consistently over the past few days. The total number of hospitalizations are also down, and more importantly, the number of intubations has also fallen. That is a leading indicator. Drop in the number of intubations, we should see a drop in the number of fatalities in the days and weeks to come. While this is all good news, the governor said this is no time to get arrogant. New Yorkers have to remain vigilant, stay in their homes. If they do go outside, they need face coverings, and they have to maintain social distancing. The focus, though, right now is for the state to try to get its economy back on track. The governor is saying that will not happen. There will be no reopening until there is widespread testing. Now, on Monday, antibody testing will begin in what Governor Cuomo says will be the most aggressive antibody testing campaign in the United States. There will be about 3,000 New Yorkers who will be tested, and that will tell us what percentage of the population had the novel coronavirus, which of course is very important to give us a better sense of what the fatality rate is, and also get a better sense of just how many people have been infected and might be silent carriers. But for testing to really scale up, Governor Cuomo said it is critical that he gets the help from the federal government, of which there has been none, at least in monetary terms.
I mean, you have the president saying 15 times, it's up to the governors, it's up to the governors, it's up to the governors. And then they're going to pass a piece of legislation that gives, you know what, to states? Zero. Well, we want to fund small business. Great. Fund small business. Fund the airlines. Fund whatever you want. But how do you not fund the state government that you know is in charge of reopening this entire nation?
The economic toll on people in the state of New York has been devastating. Hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers have lost their jobs amid the shutdown. Many are going hungry, and many cannot pay rent. So the city is saying that they will have a loss of about $7.4 billion in tax revenues over the fiscal years 2020 and 2021. The mayor will have to slash more than $2 billion in municipal services over the next year. So that means cuts to education, cuts to law enforcement, cuts to sanitation, you name it. And on Saturday, the mayor visited a food bank to illustrate just the dire situation many families find themselves in right now. This is what he had to say.
There are a lot of people right now who are hungry. There are a lot of people asking, where will my next meal come from? There's a shocking reality in a city that just a month or two ago, so many things were strong, so many people had jobs, so many things were working, and then out of nowhere, this virus took away people's livelihoods.
The biggest challenge right now for New Yorkers and people all across the United States is how do you get the economy back up and running while maintaining the safety of citizens? That's the big question, and we just don't know how long this is going to last. Karina Huber, CGTN, New York.